Hello, my loves. Guess what? It's almost April. Can you believe it? This year's gone so fast. So April, meaning we have a new moon coming up in only a couple days. And this new moon is all about having the courage and the confidence to try something new. So I thought in honor of our beautiful, brave Aries energy, let's do a series about moving forward with courage and confidence to empower you to take those steps and begin to move forward on your path, following your excitement of your inner passions and discovering your inner greatness. When interviewed, all those mega leaders and super creators, they agree on the importance of being guided by their intuition and staking their flag in the unfamiliar land of the unknown. And that is what led them to their most fulfilling moments of success. They have chosen a fulfilling life. And that is what today's video is about. Helping you get to that place where you're a mega creator by staking your flag in the unfamiliar land. So last week, I shared a metaphorical story about the journey of a seedling, that it takes from being that dormant little seed to all the way into the fullest fruition of the flower. Remember, if you want to check out that video, you can always look it up on my channel right here. The key message was that inside each one of you is the seedling that is genetically coded for greatness. I know this to be true, and I know you want to discover your greatness and to radiate it to all the world so they can be attracted to your magnificence, right? Well, then let's get into it, because you have a journey to take, and I have walked this journey and journaled the process. So I have some really amazing tools to help you to begin to live your life of greatness. You aren't here to be a caterpillar, dragging your body along on the ground, having to crawl yourself over obstacles and having a limited perspective of the world. No way. You are here to be a butterfly. You can fly from one point to the next effortlessly. A butterfly who can see things from a higher perspective, and one who loves to fan its beautiful wings saying, "Look at my magnificent colors." That's who you're truly here to be. So without further ado, here's the first session of the Courage and Confidence series. And if at any time you have any questions, please leave it in the comments section and I will incorporate that into the next video. So when you think of entering into the unknown, what comes to mind? Darkness, fear, a dimly lit path? Yikes! No wonder you don't want to go there. We're so geared to create images and stories in our mind, and then from those images, recreate beliefs about what is safe or unsafe. If you take nothing else away from today, I invite you to play with that realization that the reason that you don't feel like you have the courage and the confidence to go into the unknown and try something new is because you have personally created a mental image at some point in your life where it signifies that something is scary or unsafe if you do that. If you can pull that image into the light, you can also alter it to one that's supportive. This is a huge part of my work. I have created a program that does just that, recreates the mental images and associations and stories that we've created in the past so they no longer hold you prisoner in your life. But today, I want to have a short chat about the benefits of becoming intimate and friendly and excited about the unknown. So let's shed light on the power that it has to transform your life and to support your creative endeavors, because allowing yourself to go into that dark cave or the dimly lit path can be so rewarding. It means that you allow yourself to start anew, not dragging the past regrets, fears, self-judgment baggage along with you, and finally entering your promised land where you'll experience the freedom and the liberation that butterflies feel. How do I know? Because I'm a butterfly, and you can be too. I know that you yearn for the freedom to create your heart's desires. Most of us are scared of diving into the unknown, of uncertainty, of unfamiliarity, of not knowing what's going to happen. And we're so scared that things could go wrong and that things will be uncomfortable and that things will not go as expected, so we back off. Let's just call it what it is. From a caterpillar's perspective, almost everything seems daunting or downright scary. But as your guide, I can assure you that flying like a butterfly into the unknown is also incredibly rewarding. It means you get to liberate yourself. You will reconnect with your innate talents and your passions without being held back by societal norms or your fears or external opinions. Hey, you might even discover who you really are and why you're here along the way. And I promise, if you take my 7-week You've Got Miracle course, you definitely will discover who you are along the way, because that's what it's all about. Figuring out what your purpose is and figuring out how you're going to live it. So today, I offer you 3 really important reasons why allowing yourself to experience the unknown can be the best thing that you can do for yourself this year and your creative endeavors. Number 1, you will discover who you truly are, and that's liberating. So discovering oneself is not always an easy path to take, especially if you're constantly surrounded by the opinions of others or tormented by your fears or reliving your past, which we all are if we don't consciously choose otherwise, right? So to completely discover who you are, you have to allow yourself to experience the unknown and to leave behind those familiar, repetitive patterns that are holding you back. Because you're not those things. So you got to unravel it, unpack it a bit, and discover who you actually are. The stumbling block where most of us fall short without realizing it is we grow up only doing things that we're told we're good at. Did you get that? When in fact, we have just been brought up into somebody else's well-meaning opinion about the best path for our life. So we're not actually even living out those things that we want to do. Most of the times we're acting out what somebody else has said we're good at, and it's still controlling our life. So this is why Buddha had to leave his cushy royal life in order to travel his path of enlightenment. When he set out, he had no idea what was going to happen. All he knew was that there was more to life, and it required him to get out of his comfort zone and explore the unknown. So picture this. He has this super epic life. He is respected and people dote on him all day long. He lives in a world where his wish is literally his command, and he has access to more abundance than most of us have ever experienced in this lifetime. But he wanted more. Beyond just artificial happiness, he wanted to feel fulfilled, but he didn't know what that looked like. Something in him felt like an insatiable impulse to explore the unknown. And that's why it's vital for us to discover who we truly are, which comes down to the second point. Point number 2 is you will experience a sense of freedom when you are willing to go into the unknown. So just like Buddha had to escape the walls of the kingdom where his life was cushy and non-challenging, his freedom came from being outside the boundaries and the confines of his childhood royal life. One thing that comes with traveling this path of the unknown is this crazy feeling of newfound freedom. We live our lives all caged up, and we actually don't even realize how caged up we are until we take steps to go outside of our cage. On one side, we have a set of beliefs that we've adopted for ourselves. Above us, we limit our growth potential through our judgments. And on the other side, we're captive to our perspectives of the world. And it doesn't matter which way we look or which way we turn, we're unable to move forward because of the constricting boundaries that we have installed all around us. And we've created those to keep us safe. But who gets trapped inside? Yeah, you, my love. When we learn to let go of the way that things should be, or when we stop trying to be right, when we just let things be as they are without any lens, perspective, or definition tainting them, we'll experience a complete sense of freedom and joy. And that is so liberating. I'm sure that you haven't thought of it this way, but the truth of the matter is that you are actually a prisoner of the rules that you've created. The good news is you're also the one that holds the keys to your freedom. So when you're at a point where you can experience peace of mind because you've learned how to accept things as they are instead of trying to make things picture perfect, you're going to feel released from the mental and the emotional bondage, and nothing's going to be able to hold you back. Here's one thing I know for sure. High-level intuitive insights don't keep you in your safe zone. It gets you into the flow of life where there's a natural rhythm and harmony and mutual benefit. And the best part is that you don't need to spend time strategizing. You just get to live. Oh, doesn't that feel so good already? Just the thought of not having to strategize or plan anymore, just being able to wake up and live. So as you listen to this message today, I hope to create a desire in you to drop off some of those limits and be willing to step outside of the safe circle that has kept your life so small and frustrating and limited. Just like that seedling that we talked about last week, who's trapped inside that crust of the shell and then finally gets the motivation from that restless energy to crack the shell open and stick one little root or feeler out there and see what's on the other side of the shell, which is its safe zone. It's the same way with us. All right, point number 3 of the benefits of moving into the unknown is you're going to expand your intuitive abilities. Learning to swim in the deep end of the unknown is so much about following your internal intuitive guidance moment by moment, day by day. You make decisions based on your feelings, your gut instincts, your intuitive senses, and you let your heart take the lead role in your life, no longer your head. If this is an unpracticed skill, which it is for most people, unless you were raised with parents who allowed you and honored you to have this ability, it might feel a little foreign once you start to play with it, rather than your usual MO of running your rational cataloging brain. However, after making it through a few disappointments and upsets in life, you will find that using your intuition to guide you is the most trustworthy leader. Because no matter what decision your head makes up, the one that your heart wanted that you didn't end up following in the past is the one that you're going to regret the most. So if you need help accessing this ability to use your intuition for high-level decision-making, you definitely want to get registered in my 7-week course by booking a call with me. A huge part of being a miracle maker is connecting to your intuitive abilities. It's essential. So we spend 7 days practicing it in easy to access methods that work for anyone who wants to learn. Okay, so now I'm on a roll. I had to throw in one more bonus reason in here of why it's worth journeying into the unknown. Number 4 is you're going to achieve great things. And who doesn't want that? Most of us fear the risk of failing when we think of throwing ourselves into the unknown. Think of quitting our job, moving somewhere else, starting a fresh relationship, or taking on a new exercise routine. Any of these things can throw your system into panic mode. However, life has a way of leading you where you're meant to go if you're willing to listen and be guided. The most important creation that you will ever create is you. Did you get that? I'm going to repeat it one more time because it is essential that you remember this piece. The most important creation that you can ever create is you. Everything else is just an outward expression of you. Our life here is all about personal expansion. So when we allow one experience to flow into another, although sometimes it may seem like a disappointment initially, which disappointments are really when your reality is clashing with your image of what something should have been, your hindsight perspective will reveal that whatever did happen was actually divinely orchestrated for you and your evolution. Sometimes we're fired or let go from a job that we really didn't enjoy anyways. Sometimes a relationship breaks down that we really had no business being in because we've outgrown it. So just understand everything's happening for you. You aren't born at this incredible time of global transition to be stuck in a repetitive existence. Guys, life is happening so fast right now. That slow pace was for the 1800s, not now. You're here, a vibrant being, because you can move, you can pivot, you got the power and the insight within you. Remember, you are coded for greatness, and we talked about that last week. In order to achieve this high level of you in this lifetime, you need to allow flow and rhythm to guide you to your best life. And you can only achieve that when you allow yourself to experience the unknown and surrender your rules to your heart and your soul. Our confines are what stops the flow. They're like wall it up, like the enormous Hoover Dam, with its ability to actually hold 9.2 trillion gallons of water. If you think about this in relation to your life, imagine how incredibly huge the capacity that living in the known or in your safe zones holding you back from your experiences, your enjoyment, and those custom made for you fulfilling achievements. They're just waiting for you. Guys, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about this. There's so much waiting for you, but you have dammed it up with all your rules and your attachments to your outcome. And that is not what life is about. Life literally means the state characterized by the ability to get and use energy, reproduce, grow, and respond to all the changes. And all of those are verbs, which means that they're all action orientated, which means that if you're not actively expanding, when you're not using your energy available, and when you're not growing, what you are actually doing is the opposite, and you're participating in a premature and prolonged death, not life. Not the way you want to live, right? If you look at the world's greatest leaders, they followed their passions. My definition of success is an ability to create what you desire regardless of what happened or what appears to be in your current reality. When interviewed, all those mega leaders agree on the importance of being guided by their intuition, staking that flag in the unfamiliar land of the unknown. And what has led them to their most fulfilling moments of success is that they've chosen to live and not begin the death cycle early. Can you just for a moment imagine with me what it would be like if you were to create something just because of an impulse, without any expectation of what you're going to get out of it? Without being tethered to an outcome, do you feel the freedom of that, just creating for the fun of it? Sadly, we are too focused on the guarantee of what we'll get. As children, we clean our room so our parents will stop nagging. And we spend the majority of our waking hours in school to graduate so that we can get a job, so we can fit in. And then we get married to ensure that we have a long-term companion. And then we start a new diet so we can feel sexy again. How often do we do anything just for the pure passion or desire of it? When was the last time you did something because you want to have an experience? Not connected to any outcome, just the energy and the excitement of the experience. When you allow an impulse to lead and the excitement of what you'll experience becomes the fuel for your engine, you're going to encounter the universe, the world, your life, yourself like never before. I love Elizabeth Gilbert. She's an amazing writer. And she wrote in one of her books, you can believe that you're neither a slave to inspiration nor its master, but something far more interesting, its partner. And that the two of you are working together towards something intriguing and worthwhile. You can live a long life making and doing really cool things the entire time. You might earn a living with your pursuits, or you might not, but you can recognize that this is not really the point. At the end of your days, you can thank creativity for having blessed you with a charmed, interesting, and passionate existence. Thank you, Elizabeth. So you're here right now at a precipice. We've taken the blinders off. You can choose to stay in your safe zone of predictability and programmed outcomes, or you can wake up each day, go to the same job, participate in the same routine, go to bed exhausted, unfulfilled, frustrated because your existence is limited, or you can create what burns inside you, what feels so far away right now from where you are, but something is causing that restless energy within you. That's something that calls to you in your quiet moments to daydream about. What is it? What is that experience for you that generates those bubbles of excitement? I invite you just to close your eyes right now and allow yourself to be in that space just for one moment. Take a deep breath in and really allow that calling to finally be felt. Allow that passion to arise and allow that smile to creep across your face as you envision the experience that would set your soul free and let your heart finally be lit up and on fire. I would love for you to share in the comments below what calls to you in your quiet moments. What do you daydream about? What ideas create bubbles of excitement for you? Or what is it that sets your soul free and your heart on fire? I would love to hear what lights you up, but even more than that, I would love to hear what you're going to do with that inner spark. Are you dousing it with excuses? Or are you fanning the flame and seeing what it will turn into? All right, my loves, I hope you have a beautiful week. And remember, we're back next week with another video in the series of what it takes to live a great life of confidence and courage. Much love. And remember, you are the magnificent creators of your own life. Mwah.